Hello, loves. Welcome to Authentically Lee. You guys, I am on my way to get these nails together. They are horrible. And I've had them done since Easter. I got them done for Easter. But I've been super rough on my hands for some reason. I need to get them cut down, I think. So I just made it to my appointment. I'm about to go in here and get my nails together. It's gonna be a beautiful weekend. Well, it's gonna be raining. It looks like it's about to rain, so it's gonna be raining this weekend. I'm gonna do some Uber driving Saturday, Sunday. Sunday is Mother's Day. And I may go get with my mom. I'm sure I will. And take her to either breakfast or dinner. I think it'll be, breakfast or brunch. I gotta talk to her and see. My mom doesn't really like to go out and eat. Once they become a certain age, I just think it's just something that she doesn't like to do anymore. Obviously it has a lot to do with her diet, but maybe I can get her to go have a cocktail or something with me. Last Mother's Day we went and had a cocktail and it was nice. My mom is 75. I think she's 75. That's sad. I don't remember her birthday. I think she just turned 75, so in December rather. But you know, when they get up in age, you just kind of don't remember. So I'll blame it on my mind and not my heart. She still got all her faculties. She still drives. You know, she still gets out. She's a young 75 and she's got a lot of spirit. So I always have a good time when I go see her. But I'll go and hang out with her for a few. My son, unfortunately, is in Dallas, Texas. So I don't ever really see him Mother's Day unless he sneaks into town, which I don't think he's going to do. I don't know. He's done it. And it's been a great surprise, but I don't know. And so for that, I said I'll just go ahead and drive and stay busy, I guess. I'll be posting a vlog here soon about what these days kind of feel like as a single person, you know. Single, you know, minimal children, or the children are grown and gone, that type of thing. Or they're not living in the same state. I have friends whose parents are no longer here, so I definitely, my heart goes out to them, especially, you know, if it's mom. I'm not saying mom is over dad, but I don't feel as sad on Father's Day. My dad passed away in 2014, so I don't feel as sad when Father's Day come around. But my mom, you know, just kind of have to be as close as possible. So but my heart does go out to those folks who don't have their parents. I am not going to make this vlog about sad Mother's Day, you know, holiday or whatever. I'm not going to make this vlog sad. But I just wanted to check in. I think I'm gonna bring you guys along with me to go get my nails together, because I'm trying to figure out how to set up the DJI. I have the magnet on the back of it, and so it can definitely sit on something, but I can't remember if my where I get my nails done, the chair, the seating area, has any type of metal around it that I can post it onto. So I'll get as much as I can, but I love bringing you guys along just to give content. So stay tuned. As a matter of fact, let's just go in. Hey, Mary. I'm good. How are you? I have an 11 o'clock. So they're not ready for me yet. I'm going to go ahead and wait a minute. But I'll turn you back on when they take me to the back. good. I am getting ready, guys, to Uber. Just got off my day job, and I am going on my night job to Uber. Father God, I ask that you cover me and my passengers to and from our destinations, Lord. Let there be no accidents, no incidents, no illnesses, no misunderstandings, no miscommunication, Lord. Let there be peace in the driving to and from. Let us get there safe and cover us as you always do.
Same as my middle school, because I'll be fighting sometimes.
Oh, Lord. Well, yeah, you definitely want to go to high school. No, you ain't going to be doing that there, though. Why are you fighting?
Yeah, sometimes people, they just...
That ain't no excuse. You be defending yourself. Okay.
Like a girl, she pushed me, and I pushed her back, and then she started pulling her ears on me. And then this other fight I had was girl sincere.
Other fight?
Yeah, I had to.
Do you get expelled?
Yes, ma'am. The teacher, before the fight started, she interfered, and the sincere, and I already knew something was about to go down because she thought I called her sister out her name, but I didn't.
That's what the fight was about?
She thought I called her sister out her name, but I didn't. It was the other girl. She said we tried to jump her
Y'all
sister.
so petty. That's so
Tried to jump her sister.
All right, love. Have a great day. It was great talking to you. Do your homework.
We don't got no been doing Georgia Mouse though.
Oh, okay. Well, do that too. Bye, darling.
Left on Martin Luther King Jr. Drive Southwest using the
You
left
put
lane.
the new address up there and hit done. Did it go? Did you see it?
Yeah, I see. I got to change.
Change that out.
Boy, here's another thing. Say they own a company. They file bankruptcy in the name of that company and come back and open up another one.
Just get another LLC
Just,
or
change the name.
There's a lot of loopholes that they know about. But you know what I say?
Just like Trump. He ain't paid taxes. He said.
Oh yeah, and he president. Yeah, he ain't gonna. He told them to their face.
Yeah.
But the thing that I say is, I do the right thing just because of my morals and my ethics. You know, I can't really. Because to me, I just feel like that's just...
You don't want to get caught up in stuff.
Well,
it'd be my luck. If I did that, I'd be...
They'd be coming after you, taking you to jail, and there it is, you know, so... I just be like, I'm going to follow the rules, you know. I hate that there are people out here that take advantage of that.
Sometimes Uber is wrong, too, about the time it takes. I normally get there faster than what it says. Depends.
It's hard to predict. This man just got out of my car, brought him from Atlanta all the way down here, and it took an hour. I was mad, but it wasn't his fault. Yeah. So that's why I'm even over here. Right here.
Down this way.
Yeah. I don't like being over here.
Starling
My
Trail.
whole life behind.
You want to get out and check?
No, just make sure it's in my pockets. I got everything.
Okay. You got about a 55-minute ride.
I'll leave my whole life behind.
Please use your seatbelt for your safety.
Turn right on Martin Luther King Jr. Drive Southwest. On the right.
So I don't know what you...
Right.
But I can understand it, you know. Yeah. My son 30-something. He be trying, but I
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can't.
There you go.
Drop off Anthony on
Follow?
the right.
Oh, yeah. Just follow. And then,
Okay. When I'm gonna stop right here? Yeah. My daddy had one of those.
Yeah.
With the windows and everything.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to you. That's what's up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can't even wait to just keep playing with it, hooking it up.
That's gonna be nice.
That's
gonna be nice.
But yeah, my buddy, he gonna be the main character in my scary movie.
Lord have mercy.
I know what every black person.
Can you make it scary and comical?
10459 Terra Boulevard.
In just what they say off like reflex off.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be in there.
Okay.
But
Will.
He gonna play.
Smyrna.
Okay.
Oh, I thought that was a person.
See, that's where the this right here. This where the big was. Right here. Found it. Yeah, big.
So what's your city? Hampton or
Hampton.
You Hampton?
This Hampton over here where you pick me up to, but that's the other side. You pick me up in Hampton too.
Yeah, let me get from over
Like
here.
the other side.
Yeah, this is a country mile. There's some beautiful houses and everything. Is greenery everywhere. But I just feel like I'm away from the highway.
Gotcha.
From 285, 20, 75. Those are my main arteries that I need.
Gotcha. Okay.
I need to be near those, you know, just because
I told
know.
him, I said, I don't want to be far from the airport.
You closer to me.
He was like, well, you get, because I'm like 30 minutes from the airport.
Oh, well, you ain't closer to me. But I know nighttime, I know.
Girl, over here, I don't like this. All
Hey. Girl, I'm super sorry. I just dropped somebody off here.
That was my sister.
Okay, close your door again. I'm like, wait, where am I going?
So funny.
Honey is her name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just dropped her off. I'm like, oh, wait.
But she just got it. She was like, where are you going? I was like, girl, where did you come from?
What's your PIN number?
Let me get it.
Okay. I'm like, how weird is that? Y'all just on the move today. All right, darling. You gonna be able to go right over there? You good? Okay. Have a good one. Create a good day on purpose. I know.
So like before you leave, what you tell them? Like
Hey, this is just weird. You know, we're not communicating like we used to. Whatever the case was at the time, you know. And in order for me to be submissive to you, you got to be submissive to God, and you got to be able to lead my life. And I just wasn't seeing that. You can't lead me, so.
So if they was asked like, what could they have been able to do to prevent you from getting bored?
You got to figure it out. We together.
Yeah.
I know you. I know what it takes to keep you. I know how to nurture a relationship. I watch you. I pay attention. I know your likes and dislikes. You ain't putting enough of that into me.
Okay.
So,
okay, I see.
You know what I'm saying? I train them. I treat them the way I want to be treated. But if they don't treat me that. Are you a mother?
I am a
Happy
mom.
Mother's Day.
Thank you. Same to you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Please be careful.
Thank you.
Like 8 minutes. Like, wait, what? You did good. Yeah, you should be proud of yourself though, because honey, you hiked it. Was it hard?
It was hot.
Oh, it was hot, yeah.
And you know what I think? I think it was an electric bike, which I think made me think it would be a little bit
drop off
easier.
Veronica.
Which it was, because it gives you like a slight push.
Yeah.
But even more reason why I should not have been riding that thing without a helmet. That was crazy.
Yeah, you shouldn't have been.
I wish there was a way, and I know why they don't include helmets, because that would be really unsanitary.
Yeah.
But it's just such a big risk.
Because a bird is a bird, right? So I feel like you know what I'm saying? And then they got the little cute little quarterback on there, and
A bird is a bird.
a bird is a bird. That's how I feel. I feel like I wouldn't be that big of a traitor if I just went on over there to the Eagles, you know? I enjoyed watching them play.
I guess as long as it's not a sink.
That'll never. I cheered for them one time last year because we needed them to win in order for Atlanta to play in the playoffs. And they disappointed us again. They didn't want us to go. They wasn't going. They like, y'all ain't going. We know. You know, it's a love-hate type thing. Because I have a ball when they come. I ain't even gonna lie.
Nah, yeah, them be the best weekend.
Them be the best, right?
I ain't rooting for neither one, but I come down though.
And it's crazy because one always win and one always lose. It's like no one is ever swept. Hi guys. just finished visiting my mother. Sorry if it's loud. I'm in the car wash. And as I mentioned, she didn't want to do anything. But it was nice sitting over there talking to her, hanging out with her, just catching up. Like I said, I try to go visit my mom pretty often. Although it came up today. She goes, ever since you've been driving Uber, you don't come see me. And I'm like, she told me she's missed me. And I'm like, I was just here 2 weeks ago. And Mom, you have a car. And you can come and see me. When was the last time you've been to my house? They don't want to hear that part. She's like, we'll work it out. I know we will because you tripping. You are tripping. So I said that today I was going to go and just get me something to eat on my own. Go sit down and have a drink maybe. Have a cocktail and then just have some late lunch, early dinner. And then I'm going to go home. I really don't want to be too far away from home. I do want to go to Papado. That's what I'm thinking about. I kind of have a taste for that, but then again, I'm not really starving for anything. I don't know, you know. I'm just trying to figure out what am I going to do on Mother's Day. Uh-oh. It didn't push me all the way through. I guess it's pushing me all the way through. I'm at the car wash because I had to get this car washed. I hadn't been in it in a minute. And I really need to vacuum it out real quick. So I am going to do that on the other side though. It's really not that bad on my side. So I'm trying to keep the car clean. I'm gonna get it detailed, but I haven't really driven it, so it's really just these fingerprints on the screen that I want to get rid of. And it's crazy because I shouldn't be cleaning my own car on Mother's Day. But I'm independent. That's what the independent mess is. I would rather pay for it, but at this particular moment, I don't really have a reason to go pay to get my car cleaned right now. Not today, because it's not really dirty. It just needed a bit of a wipe down. Now my other car, I definitely will get that one detailed each and every chance I get because I'm just in it more. This one still has the new car smell, so that's just that on that. Hold on. Okay. This wind is cold. Well, it's not cold here in Georgia. It's just windy. It's just windy. Now, I think I'm good. I don't want to go to Papado's if it's crowded. And I know by it being Mother's Day, it will be crowded. Let me just get myself together here, y'all. Okay, my necklace. I have my braid in it. Sometimes I be looking at myself on camera and I be like, girl, your shirt is this. So if I'm looking crazy, I do apologize, y'all, because you can't tell on the camera. So anyway, now it's time for me to go and try to find me something to eat. I typically don't mind being alone on my on Mother's Day. So here's the thing. Some things about being single I love, and some things I just do not like at all. So, you know, as a single person, oh, do I have to go to the right? Hold on, guys. Let me just figure out which way I'm going. Yeah, there's a median in the road, so I'll go this way. So, people always ask me, you know, you like being single, you gonna find you somebody, blah, blah, blah. And I'll be like, you know what, you guys? It's not that bad. Some things I wish I could change about being single is, you know, when you have to do things like, say, wash said car. Okay? I have a couple of cars, and I would really, really love it. Butthole. I would really love it if, you know, somebody would wash the cars on Sunday or whatever. I have a friend who's married, and her husband gets up and he washes her car, you know, on Sunday for the week. I think that's awesome. I think that's one of those things where you're like, you know what? That's amazing. Simply amazing. Wait a minute, guys. I'm trying to fix my air. Okay. He gets up and he does her he does the cars for them for the week, which I think is awesome. So that's one of the things that I wished, you know, I had somebody to do, or something that I don't have to pay for. First of all, I'm not gonna go get my car washed every week. Like I said, I don't really drive this one. Hold on. Oh. These Mother's Day text messages. I don't really often drive this one too often. And then my other one, that's the one I have to clean out like the most, right? So that's an issue. That's one of the things that I hate about being single. I don't have anybody to, let's just say, wash the cars for me. A second one would be cooking. It's very, very hard to cook for one person. It's hard to cook for one person because I've had to learn how to cook for one person, because obviously I was a single mom for a long, not obviously, but before I told you guys I was a single mom for a very, very long time. I was a single mom, period, since I had my baby. So I had to cook. And I was cooking for 2, sometimes 3. It just really depends. And then also for leftovers. But cooking for one can become very expensive, because I really don't care for leftovers. I'll try to fix something. I'll try to fix something that's appealing for leftovers. But, you know, I've gotten into meal prepping just because of the economy and to save money, because I throw a lot of food away because I'm having to cook for, you know, one person. So I've learned how to meal prep so that I don't have to just throw away food, because again, with this economy right now, food is just majorly expensive. And if I don't cook, I'm going to eat out. So how many of y'all like that? You know, if you don't cook, you're going to eat out. That's me. Again, so cooking for one person is very, very, very hard. These people are road raging. Oh, geez. It's Mother's Day. So that's another thing that I don't like about being single, right? Another thing, y'all, and this is because of the holiday, those Hallmark emotions, you know, like today, it's Mother's Day, and yes, I have a mom, but my son is not here, and I'm a mom. Would have loved to spend the holiday with him, and that's probably something that is more our fault, because we don't plan for this. We planned for the following month to see each other, or around his birthday. So I guess, you know, it works out, but it's not the time of, you know, like I'm running around right now, making sure I see my mom, making sure I respond to all text messages, talk to my son. But now it's just 2:30 and I have time to myself. So I have time to myself to just finish out the day by myself. But when I refer to a Hallmark holiday, it's your Christmas, your Thanksgiving, your, you know, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, all those days where the family pretty much get together. And if you're single, either you're going to be responsible for having to do a lot of things like, oh, you know, Lee's coming and she doesn't have anybody, so she can go pick up the other kids, or Lee's coming and she's going to be by herself, so she can stop and get this, that, and the other. Lee's coming, so maybe let's get her to take everyone home or give people rides home or something like that. Like, there's no consideration for your own, you know, time of what you want to do because you're single, and people always think you don't have shit to do. Well, you do. I mean, whether you want to just go straight home and not be bothered, you can, you know, but they don't care about stuff like that because you're single and you should be able to. It's almost like, here's your to-do list because you're single. Or if you don't show up. Now, you could have a family of 5. And if they say, well, we're going to just do something here by ourselves, so we're not going to come, me and my wife and the kids, or me and my husband and the kids, that's fine and dandy. No one's going to look at you sideways. But if you are single and you say, well, I'm not coming to Thanksgiving this year, or I'm not, you know, coming to Christmas this year, or no, I don't want to come by. Oh, it's almost like, oh my God, what's wrong with you? And what has happened to you? And why don't you want to be around family? You get the 3rd freaking degree. And you're like, well, damn, I don't want to come over this year. You know, I want to go hang out somewhere else, or I just want to be alone. There's no concession for you wanting to be alone on a holiday. Like, no one don't understand why you want to be alone on a holiday. Valentine's Day is another one. This past Valentine's Day, I took myself out to have Valentine's dinner. Now, I did a lot of people watching, and it was cool, you know, but dinner doesn't stop because I don't have a mate. Or my Valentine's, I'm not necessarily celebrating Valentine's Day, but because I didn't buy myself any chocolates or anything, but I did take myself to dinner. I took myself out to dinner. I had a drink, and then one of my homegirls joined me. She didn't want to be home alone or whatever. I don't know. She's not even single. So she is to me, but that's a whole nother story, honey. But anyway, Valentine's Day, we ended up, you know, she ended up meeting me out. And I don't do galentines. I don't do stuff like that. Like, I don't pick a holiday and try to turn it into something different just to fulfill that space. So I just said, I'm going to take myself out and go enjoy dinner on my own. And then she happened to call and be like, hey, what are you doing? And then I told her, and she's like, well, I will join you. That's how that happened. But even then, when you're single, people expect you to be depressed, or I don't know, just weird, because it's a day. Like, I don't feed into that type of stuff. It's just a weird way to think in terms of my lifestyle. Another thing that I hate about just being single and, you know, being and living alone is, you know, if something happens at home, you have to figure it out, you know. You have to be resourceful. So I just mean that, you know, what if, so a perfect example, the other day I was cutting an avocado, and in the midst of cutting my avocado, you know, you slice it all the way around, then you turn it, and then you want to take the pit out. Well, in order for me to, you know, normally I just stab the pit, just something I saw, I don't know, on YouTube or something. You stab it and you take it out. You know, really you should be using a spoon to scoop out that pit, just because it's less dangerous. Well, in the midst of me doing that, I stabbed my hand. It slid off the pit and it went into my hand, and I started bleeding profusely. Now, I'm there by myself. I don't have anybody. So I would have had to either take myself to the doctor to get stitches. If I needed stitches, I would have had to drive myself. But I had to go into resourceful mode and go into action and get me a Band-Aid. I had to first stop the bleeding. Luckily, I have first aid stuff at home, but I had to stop the bleeding. I had to go and get the Band-Aids, get the gauze, wrap it up. Just one hand now. I had to, and it's a good thing that it was my left hand and not my right hand, because I would have had more trouble if it were my right hand, because I would have had to use my left. But that's just what I mean when I say, you have to figure it out when you're there by yourself. You have to figure it out. Nobody's going to be there to help you. You could probably call a neighbor. Those are some of the things that just crossed my mind when it's talking about hating living by myself. Those are small things, though. Those are super small. Hating being single and hating living by myself. You just have no one else to call on in a time of need. Can I live with that? Absolutely, because I've learned, and my hand is getting a lot better. It's closing up. I put Neosporin on it. I did peroxide first, Neosporin, and then I used those cloth bandages so that it can start to, it's almost like a stitch bandage where it's closed the hole back up or closed the cut. So I did that, and it was hurting at first, and I was very, very sad about it. I couldn't really, I had to bathe with my right hand. I couldn't lotion my body with both hands. I had to do, my right hand, and so everything's just one-handed. I mean, we definitely take things for granted, like our limbs, when we don't have them. So that was that issue for me. But that's what I mean when I say, you want to be resourceful and you want to be able to, take care of yourself. So just to, let me see, I'm trying to think of something else, maybe, of the things that I hate about being single, and living alone. I'm sure there are other things. Uh-oh, the police. I'm sure there are other things that I could think of, but I want to pivot over to the things that I love about being single and living alone. You get to come and go as you please. That I love. I don't have to say where I'm going, when I'm coming back, how long I'm going to be gone. I don't have to say any of that to anybody. I leave out, and then I leave and come back. And then I don't come back if I don't want to come back. I can be wherever I want to be. I can be gone for as long as I want to be gone. I absolutely love that part about being single. I don't have to check in. Another thing, you guys might find this petty, but you know what? I'm not going into Papa Do's because it's super duper crowded. I'm not going into there. I gotta find somewhere else to eat. Another thing is the bathroom, making sure that it's clean. So my bathrooms are always clean. I should have went in though. I probably wouldn't have nowhere to park. I could do this another time. I come to Papa Do's like every like once every 2 weeks or so it's all good. I just want me something good to eat. But the bathroom. So I don't know about you ladies, but men are sometimes yucky. And then if you just live with somebody who just ain't doing what they're supposed to be doing anyway, the bathroom, it becomes an issue for me. I have OCD when it comes to stuff like that. I don't like a nasty bathroom at all. So my bathroom is always clean. I don't have to clean up after anybody. I don't have to let the toilet seat down. Everything is where I left it. And I absolutely love that. It might be a small thing to a giant to you, but baby, this is big news to me. My bathroom must be clean at all times. And even in my house, I have 2 bathrooms upstairs. And if and when I ever have male company, they can't use my bathroom that's off my bedroom. They have to use the guest bathroom upstairs. They can't even use my bathroom. So that's how anal I am about it. It's like it's a thing for me, and I don't like just anybody in my bathroom. So yeah, the bathroom, big deal. What is this? Windy Ridge? I need to go to Terrell now. Windy Ridge, maybe? No, that's not it. Another thing is, let's see, sleep alone. Now, there's some pros and cons into sleeping alone. Like so sleeping alone, like I love sleeping alone. I get to sleep alone. Because, you know, you have secret single behavior in bed. Like, I mean, without TMI, you know, clothing, you know, that's very, very minimal for me. I want the whole bed. I have a king size, but I want the entire bed because I might not even sleep on the other side of the bed. But I just know that it's colder over there, and I like it if I want to roll over there for a second and roll back. Very selfish, but it's true. But it's true. Let me go to Interstate North Parkway. I'm doing all this unnecessary driving, y'all. But it's very necessary for me. Like, it's very, very needy for me to just sleep by myself. I don't do the cuddling. I get hot flashes. I don't do cuddle. And one may look at that as a frown. Maybe if I had a good cuddle buddy, maybe, but I don't know. All night, like laying up under somebody, that's just never been my thing. You know, I need to breathe. I need to stretch out. I need to just do me. And so that is a good thing. Now, it's pros and cons, but mostly pros when it comes to a woman in your 50s, and you know, the hot flashes, the night sweats are the same as the hot flashes. You might snore. I don't want to hear somebody snore. I don't want nobody snoring next to me, or that personal space. You know, I've just gotten so set in my ways that I just don't want that. Let's see. Even though, you know, so this is another one, and this might rub people the wrong way, but you know, no assistance with finance is a pro and a con. It is a pro because I don't have to consult you before making a purchase of any kind. I don't have to consult anyone else before making a purchase. This is my money. I can do whatever I want to do with it. I don't have to consult you. I don't even have to tell you. No big deal. I have no one to tell, right? If I were living with someone, all right, so that's the pro. I don't have to tell anyone. So versus having to tell someone, because I do have friends who have spouses who, because they, you know, it takes each other's income to meet their financial needs, you know, they have to consult with each other before they spend some money. They have to consult with each other. If it's a big ticket purchase item, you know, or, you know, they have to talk to someone about it, you know, each other, and almost get approval. Almost just be like, hey, can I buy this? Or it's almost like asking for permission. Might not be as much. And I know some people will be like, well, we ain't got to ask each other for permission. We have a joint bank account, and then we have our own bank accounts, and we can do whatever. But here's what I hear too. My friend, well, I'm not even going to use my friends. An example would be, you have a spouse and you want to go out and buy this, I don't know, $2,000 purse. You come in with it. You have to explain that purse. I don't care if it did come from your money. You have to explain that purse. Because it was $2,000. Or I know women who've had to hide shopping bags. They don't want their spouse to know that they went shopping because maybe they're either lying about their finances and how much they have or make or have saved. They hide it from each other. So women do have to hide their shopping bags, or men probably do too. I don't know. I'm just speaking from a woman's point of view and what I know my women friends, you know, have known to tell me or say. So they do have to do that. And I just think it's messed up that, you know, you work and you want to reward yourself, but yet you still need some sort of an approval to get something or to have something, you know. I love the fact that I don't have to do that. The downside is, although I have my own money, my money is all the money that I have. So I don't have a plus one to have my back in case I can't meet a bill, or, you know, if I need some extra money. Like, my income is it. I have no one to rely on for any extra. That's why I get out here and I drive Uber the way I do, because, you know, I mean, if I need extra money, I have it. And the economy, like I said before in my previous vlog, is that the economy is just unfriendly right now. There's no, it's just very expensive to do anything, to go anywhere. It's just super duper expensive. So, you know, that's a con of being single, and I probably should have put that out there first. But yeah, you have no one to rely on. Your resources are your resources, and that's just that on that. So, you know, one income. What is that? So, another thing that I love about being single and alone is I get to, the dynamics of my home. I get to watch TV when I want. I can leave it on all night if I want to. I can turn it up as loud as I want or low as I want. I can put on music and dance around the house without disturbing anyone. I don't have to take into consideration that, you know, someone's here, or, you know, what they're feeling like, or are they in the mood to listen to anything, or just any of that does not have to be considered. My home is my sanctuary, and I'm almost afraid that the longer I'm living by myself, the more I'm going to become accustomed to just never ever being able to live with anybody. I don't know. The transition is very intense when you have to go from being single and living by yourself to having to live with somebody, or deciding to move in and be with somebody. Like, it's just super duper intense, because you got to learn their ways, learn their secret single behavior, tolerate it, you know. Sharing the responsibility, yeah, it might be great financially, but sharing the responsibility in terms of cleaning the home, well, the home would be clean if it's just you for the most part. And I have, and I'm not bragging or anything, but I do have a cleaning lady that I have come to my house bi-monthly to clean my house, to do the things like, you know, that I don't want to do, baseboards and deep cleaning and that type of thing. So, you know, and we could probably get that if me and someone lived together, but we would have to. Like, yeah, because there ain't no way I'm finna. Yeah, no, we would have to. Let me just not even pretend, because I'm not gonna be working all day and then come home and have to clean up after nobody. And I've gotten accustomed to that. I clean up after myself and I do my own laundry. But even with the deep cleaning and whatnot, I'm not doing that on my own, because I can afford to pay for it, you know, for now anyway. I can afford to do that. So I'll stick to that. And if I have a man that we start to live together, or I get married and things like that, and he doesn't think that we need a housekeeper, well, that's what I had before we got together. So what's up? Like, I'm not finna change that. I'm not finna sacrifice that, unless he's a cooker and a cleaner and says, Lee, you don't have to do anything. I'll take that. That's fine. I'll do that. I'll do that. Well, honey, I'm not about to sit up here and may like I want to just clean for you, cook for you. No. I am a nurturer, but I've gotten out of that. I've gotten so older that I did those for the last 30 years of my life. You know what I mean? Having to cook, clean, for, if not for my son, it's for another guy that I was probably involved with. I'm not doing that. Like, no. So, when you ask someone who lives alone, what's the pros and the cons, or do they love it? If they've been living alone for as long as someone like me have been living alone, I've been living alone, oh my gosh, I can't even, it has to be over 7, 8 years, maybe longer. If someone asked me, Lee, could you just start living with someone tomorrow, it would definitely be a hard no. And it would have to, I would follow that up with, this a transitional thing. I'm going to have to slowly transition to this. I'm not going to rush into it, but it has to be a slow transition. It has to be something that I have to ease into. Not having a +1, being single. Okay, so I'll give you a perfect example of that too. I won Account Manager of the Year, I think, a couple years ago. This is my second time winning it. But I won it a couple years ago in 2022, I think. And I won a trip to the Bahamas. And it was all expense paid, trip to Bahamas for me and my +1. Well, I didn't even have a +1 to bring, so I went by myself. So I forfeited the +1. I didn't want to bring a homegirl. You know what I mean? I wanted to bring a +1, a true +1. And I didn't have anyone to bring. Wasn't dating anybody. So, and who wouldn't have liked a free trip to the Bahamas? But I had to go by myself, and it was fine. That's the one thing I do know how to do now, is just travel by myself. I've been traveling. Let me not say that. I've been traveling for work by myself for years. Since 2009 is how long I've been traveling by myself. So I've been on planes, trains, and automobiles all the way up to freaking darn near Canada before by myself. I've never traveled out of the country by myself. And that's not something that I'm too gung-ho about doing. I don't know if that's something that I want to do or I'm interested in doing right now, just because it's out of the country. There's extra paperwork and things like that that's involved. But I will do it. I see women that travel abroad all the time by themselves. And I'm too old to be talking about sex trafficking or whatever. So I don't nobody want to traffic me, and I get it. But you never know. It still could be dangerous. You know what I'm saying? So I prefer not to travel out of the country by myself. But I think that my next trip, I'm going to Jamaica, and my next trip, I won't be by myself, but I'll definitely be just with one other person, and it'll definitely be like more of an independent type situation. So I'm looking forward to that. So that maybe I'll get the experience there. But I have been traveling by myself for years. So these days, so I say all that to say I've always been able to have dinner by myself. I have friends that be like, oh, I can't eat by myself. Well, why not? You're just having dinner. Like, I'm finna find a place for me to go now, to go sit down, table for one, please, and eat. Not a big deal. Have you a drink and just eat your food and chill. No big deal. So that's what I'm gonna do. But I've done that. Like, there's no reason why I can't do that. Sometimes I prefer, I ain't even gonna lie, I prefer to be by myself. But when it comes time for a +1, that's really, really hard. That's why I don't go to a lot of places that friends invite me to, because I don't have a +1. Do I want one? Sure, maybe. I don't know. Does that stop me from going? 90% of the time, yeah, because I don't want the women with their spouses or boyfriends looking at me because I'm the single girl. They're looking at me like I'm a Jezebel or something. I don't need all that. So I just prefer not to go. Normally single women don't hang out with women who have significant others, because it just becomes a big issue. You know, it just becomes an issue, and you don't want to be suspicious of talking to anyone that you're not supposed to be talking to. So I just don't get involved in all that. And it's crazy because most of my friends they have a significant other. I mean, neither here nor there. But yeah, having a +1, especially on an all expense paid trip, would be amazing. When I won Account Manager of the Year before that, prior to that, like in 2017 or 18, I think, my son and that trip was to Disney in Florida, and it was all expense paid. So I had my son to meet me over there. He came from Dallas, and he met me over at in Florida. So that was good, and it was also a sweet moment because we've never, I didn't have the money back in the day when I was raising him to bring him to Disney, like most parents do with their kids. They take them to Walt Disney World or Disneyland or whatever. I didn't have the money to take him on that family trip, so that was super cool. Even though he was an adult, we still enjoyed ourselves, and we were at Disney together, so that was cool. But traveling by myself, that's no big deal. Like, it's not a big deal to me. Eating by myself, not a big deal to me. And hopefully it'll change soon, maybe I will meet somebody. But living with somebody, I need my space. My home is my sanctuary. I need my space. If I don't want to be bothered, I don't want to be bothered. If I want to come in and not eat, I don't have to consider what you're eating or what you're not going to eat, or if you're going to eat at all. If I don't want to do laundry for 2 weeks, guess what? I don't have to do laundry for 2 weeks. Don't have to worry about washing your clothes, and because it's inconsiderate if you're going to sit up there and wash your clothes and not wash that other person's clothes. So I'll end this for now. I think I'm getting ready to go try to, like I said, I've been chatting for a while, but I'm going to end it here for now. And I'll see you guys momentarily. All right, be back. Hi guys. Hello. I'm on my way home. I am leaving. So I ended up going to Mexico Lindo because that was one of the only places that I could go that wasn't too crowded. Well, it was crowded. It ended up getting crowded. Let me turn this down. It ended up becoming very crowded, as a matter of fact. And I ended up going there. So I ended up going there, and I ran into some friends that I know, so that was a good thing. I'm gonna stop by the store real quick. Oh my goodness, there's a whole line. I ended up going there and ran into some people that I know, so I sat there. I said, well, let me just go in here and have me a drink, and let me have me some food. So what I went in and did was I had a couple of margaritas, just 2, and then I also had some ceviche, which is also so very, very good. And then after I had some ceviche, I had later on I decided to get a couple of hot wings. They have 5 for like $9 or whatever. So I ate like 3 of the 5, or 2 of the 5, 2.5 of the 5, because I didn't really want them. Somebody had ordered them next to me, and I smelt it, and I was like, oh my God, let me just get that, so that's how that went. So now I'm at the store. I'm going through a drive-through liquor store, about to get something. Don't judge me. About to get something. And then I am on my way home. Getting out this traffic. It's 5:48. It's still early. So by it still being early and still being just, Mother's Day, again, I hope everybody's having a wonderful Mother's Day. We had such a great conversation at the bar. But when I tell you, men are so predictable. Like, it was 4 men and 2 women, and me included. So I'm one of the women. When I tell you, men are so predictable based on the conversation that we had. And I really, really, really wish I would have pulled out my camera. But what I didn't want to do is I didn't want to scare the people. Like, I didn't want to make them feel uncomfortable, because we were literally talking about something that was super, super significant. And super significant and super real. So we had got into, like, why do men, like, when they meet a woman, they're calling her every day when they first meet her. excuse me, I don't want to keep yawning. Why do men call women every day when they first meet her? My thing is, I don't mind a man calling every day, but he needs to remain consistent. If that's not something that he's going to continue to do, then he doesn't need to start out doing it. And I messed around and said that. But I only said it because it's true, number one. And number two, we want you to, you know, pursue us, but don't be aggressive about it, simply because we're going to initiate contact too once we feel that we're wanted. Like I said, men are things that they say, we already know that they're going to say, and we try to give them the benefit of the doubt, but they literally stick their foot in their own mouth by the things that they say. Today we were talking about oral stimulation, and my whole thing was, I basically told them, but I'm like, the only reason why you guys would prefer that over vaginal penetration is because the mouth has a circumference that will fit the size of the penis, whatever that is. Like, that's the only reason why you guys are so hell-bent on that, because of the way it would fit. So you're less intimidated. Okay, you're less intimidated by what you think you're bringing to the table. And because men are psychological, so it's more or less of a mind thing, a mindset that they don't have to really live up to. They don't have to be accountable for, because they can't make something like that happen without psychologically thinking, oh, I've got to be this and I've got to be that. Agree to disagree. We can agree to disagree. Like I don't really, I know why y'all like it the way y'all like it. I do know that, but I also know that there's a reason behind it. And there was one man to be like, he was in there and he was like, well, I'll take, you know, oral over vaginal any day. And I'm like, well, the fact that you say that confirms that you are in this for you. You're not in this for you and her. You are in this for you, and you are not being accountable for what you bring to the table or lack thereof. You know what I mean? And so it was really intense. It was a really good conversation, but at the end of the day, I wasn't. At the end of the day, I was not giving in to their consensus of what it took for a woman, what made her happy, what made men happy. A man can't tell a woman what makes her happy and vice versa. I was just basically saying, if that's what you prefer over vaginal, then it's because the mouth adjusts to the size of the penis. That's basically all I'm saying. Whereas the vagina, not so much. I ain't make up the rules. No, that ain't something that I made up. Those are not the rules based on what I believe. Where are my keys? Hold on, because my keys are the ones that's going to get me in the gate. Y'all didn't make up the rules. And so it was a good conversation. I just really, really wish that you guys were involved in it. I just, you know, I can't go live yet because I need 50 subscribers to go live. And I think I'm at 40. So I need 10 more subscribers to be able to go live, because that's something that I prefer doing, going live, to be honest with you, and getting content that way. You know what I'm saying? Because we have good conversations, you know. Hold on. Let me pull in my garage. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to go in the house and get it together, and we're probably going to start this video over just because I want to go over the 10 things that I love and hate about being single and living alone. See ya.